So quality improvement, as I see it, is sort of a two-pronged thing. One is it's a systematic approach to improving quality. So you're improving outcomes for patients and improving staff and patient experience and improving patient safety. So with that systematic approach, you've got a range of tools that you use, but absolutely vital that comes along with that is the culture change alongside that.
Quality improvement is quite simple. It's just about seeking different ways to enable us to be the best we can be and our processes to be the best that we can be, so that the people that we work with and for receive the very best care from us.
It involves everybody, and that's the big part of it. It involves the patient as the center, because of the improvement of quality will impact on them. It takes into account the staff members who are working with you. It takes into account your professionals, your own colleagues. So it's patients, it's people you're working with, and yourself and your team that is driving the change.
When I'm thinking about what were things like in the Trust before quality improvement, is a really interesting question to ask me, because I've been working in this Trust on and off for about 26 years. And I suppose with quality improvement, what we're really trying to do is unleash the power of the front line. Because we know that people on the front line know what the issues and challenges are, and they often know what the solutions are. So through quality improvement, we're really trying to support the front line, unleashing that power and really supporting them to make those changes.
Before we introduced quality improvement as a concept, we really had large variation in the way that we were doing things within the organisation. So whilst we were very focused on what we needed to do, there was no standardised approach about how we were going to move forward. And this led to lots and lots of inconsistencies in the way that we were working. It sometimes meant that we were duplicating efforts. But most importantly, we didn't always focus on those measures of success. So how would we know whether we were really making the difference that we wanted to?
And we didn't have a very open, I don't think, means of saying anyone's idea is valuable. Let's think about what improvement it can be like on a day-to-day basis. That actually the best people to think about how things can be done better are the people that are in it day to day.
But predominantly we worked out that we had to have a cultural shift in our way of working to be able to improve, and we believed that using a good improvement methodology helped us move the culture. So really the culture was driving the change. All of the other things come after. So we know that we had poor staff experience. We know that we had variability in quality. So our staff survey told us that, our CQC inspections told us that. We know that there are opportunities to be more productive, but predominantly we did a piece of work that told us that the culture of the organisation was in a place that it was stuck. And so we decided that implementing a good QI framework would be the starting step and part of a suite of things we would do to help the organisation and help our staff.
So we've got the huge number of people who are involved as part of the QI projects. The number of projects, it's about 60-70 projects have been sort of applied for. People are working through. It's obviously quite new and people are still learning and getting into the idea of the QI, but you can see the whole change within the trust, that at all levels people want to be part of this QI. Number of workshops that have been held and attended by a number of people. We have organized the workshop for the Dementia and Frailty Directorate, and people are part of that and they want to make this change and difference. So that's the people being part of it is a big change.
I think it's fab. I think there's a massive change at the Trust already, and it will be interesting to see how far that's filtered through the organisation. But for me, coming to work every day now, I come with a sense of positivity. I come with a sense of knowing that we're working together to try to improve care for everybody and to try to improve people's experiences.
I think what we've already seen is that actually there's huge enthusiasm from people about what could be better and what their contributions could be to that. So what I've seen is that introducing this has seen over 60 projects come to life. And those aren't just from 60 odd people, they are projects that actually came from a greater number of people than that. I've heard people talking about quality improvement. I've seen people clamber and want to kind of find time to get onto the training. I've seen people talk about the fact that actually for some time they felt frustrated about things, but now they feel able to do something about the things that have frustrated them and have got in the way of them doing the best job that they can.
I suppose I suppose what's been really heartening is seeing the enthusiasm of both clinicians and non-clinicians. That is really exciting when you see people suddenly feeling that they can make changes, and also seeing people identify even the little issues, and they're kind of thinking, gosh, I can maybe use my QI expertise, or I can run a PDSA cycle to change something in my service.
We want everybody to get involved in quality improvement. We're in the stage at the moment of developing a training academy for the organisation, and that means that whichever role you're operating in within the organisation, there is something for you in quality improvement training.
So I think people should buy into it, because it's not just about improving the systems, it's about making the place a better place to work. In the past, I don't think that people who are working I'll say on the shop floor, on the coalface, the people that are doing the day-to-day caring, really have ever had much of a say in how they can make a difference. But those are the people that really see it. We're very top-down in our approach, and this is a different approach, and that's why I think people should be involved in it, because they can really see and develop change for the better. And it's not just skills for today, it's not just a project for today, it's having those skills forever, where they can really get involved in process development and improving our trust.
What does QI mean to me? It's about having the opportunity to actually do those things that you want to do. I feel like I walk around with a head full of ideas, and there's a million things that I'd really love to do, but here's a way to actually focus all that energy, and you can put it into one project for now and make it work, but then you can carry on using those skills in the future for various projects or linking in with other people's ideas. So that sounds amazing to me.
I think it's about ensuring that the service is delivering the best possible care, treatment, support to service users. And by doing that, it's making everybody's experience a better one. So not just service users, but families and carers and professionals.
It's about sort of being there and having sort of positive effects on for the service users that you work with, for the staff that you work with, trying to improve the service in many different aspects really, so that you're providing something that people can be proud of.
I think QI to me is about an idea that I've had that's been kind of bubbling under the surface, and something that I've always been constantly thinking about when managing the service and collecting data and attending meetings, and thinking, oh, really, that would be a really good project to really look into, and this actually gave us the platform to actually do that.
I'll be honest, I love this trust. I love it. I love the people who work in it, and I love the service users that we care for. But I think we're quite a traditional trust, so I see it as a kind of an evolution that's going to lead to a revolution. I see it as really unleashing that power of our staff, all that expertise, and really kind of, wow, and just a very different way of doing things. A very different way of doing things. So that's what I want to see, and I want to then see how that impacts on improved patient safety, improved patient outcomes.
Well, for me, and the trust, it's the same really. It means being the best that we can be. It's about hanging on to the fact that actually when we start out in our careers, we strive always to do our best, to learn from what's the best approaches that we need to take, to never lose sight of that, and therefore to be continually thinking about, I've done it like this today, but how might I do it differently tomorrow? How might that create a different outcome? Asking for feedback, really creating a way of thinking about quality as being actually, what was the experience like? How did that land for you? Using that feedback to help us determine about, well, actually, how could I improve it? Even if it's small tweaks, as opposed to big projects. And the likelihood is it's the smaller things that could make a difference, the biggest difference. So quality improvement isn't about huge, great big projects all of the time. It's actually about thousands of small things. Just imagine, there's over 4,000 of us working in this organisation. Just imagine if every single one of us determined that there was a small quality improvement change that we could make. Imagine what we would achieve.